Okay, here we've got a Soccer question, an area of a triangle question, half AB sine theta, and a cosine question all wrapped up into one. So it's a bit tricky. They told us we've got this angle BEC, so I've marked it on red on the diagram, and because it's in 3 dimensions it can put people off, but it's just treat it as an ordinary triangle. I've written it down like that, BEC, and they've also told me the length CE. So thinking about it, I've actually got a triangle, which is I've got 2 bits of information. That's a Soccer question. So let's find that length CB. And the reason I'm doing that is because if I find the length CB, then I've got a triangle at the end, and I've got 2 sides and an angle of a triangle. Should be able to find the 3rd side. We're trying to find the length AB at the end of this. Right, so I reckon 13 sine 40 is the length of CB. So if I look at the end of my shape, I've got this triangle ACB, which is the end of my shape. I know that that length is 6, they tell me in the question. I've just worked out that this side is 13 sine 40, and I know that the area of that triangle is 22. They haven't told me the angle, but they told me it's obtuse. So I make sure I've got to make sure it's bigger than 90 degrees. So I'm going to use half AB sine theta, which equals 22 in this case. 22 is the area, they told us that in the question. So let's fill it in. We've got half times by 6 times by 13 sine 40 times by sine of the angle that we're trying to find, the obtuse angle, equals 22. So if I do 22 divided by everything, I should be able to get sine theta by itself. So sine theta is equal to 22 divided by a half times by 6 times by 13 sine 40, and that I need a calculator for. Half of 6 obviously is 3, but 3 times by 13 sine 40. I'm going to stick that into my calculator, and then I'm going to do inverse of sine to get rid of the sine, and that leaves me with theta, the angle I'm interested in. So here we go. 22, that's it, divided by 39 sine 40 equals sine of the angle. If I do inverse sine of that answer, I should be able to find theta. That's right, I should let the examiner know what I'm doing. Okay, I'm not rounding up, I don't need to. Theta, inverse sine of that last answer. So it tells me 61.35. Well, that's a problem because remember they told us that the angle has to be obtuse, and clearly 61.35 is not an obtuse angle. But I know that sine waves, that's what we're dealing with, they might offer me 2 solutions for the same answer. What I mean by that is, yes, I'm marking 61.35 there, but you can see it repeats. Now, if I'm going from 0 to 61.35, that's going to be the same answer as 180 take away 61.35, and that is obtuse. So that's what I'm going to do. 180 take away the answer, 118 and some change. Okay, so that's what my actual angle is. It's obtuse. Good. Now, if I think about that end shape, I've now got 2 sides and an angle between them, and that is a candidate for the cosine rule. So let me draw the shape I've got now. I've got 13 sine 40, and I've got the angle there, which is 118.64. Although I'm going to put that into my A memory on my calculator, because I don't really want to round up. Okay, until the very, very end. So, AB squared, the length I'm looking for squared, is equal to 6 squared plus 13 sine 40 all squared. Take away 2 times by 6 times by 13 sine 40 times by cosine of the angle between the 2 lengths, which is 118.6. What we'll do now is stick that into my calculator, and don't forget to square it, because remember that's the square of the length I want. I want the square length, I want the actual length, so here we go. So I need to go to my calculator, type in 6 squared plus brackets 13 sine 40, close brackets squared, take away 2 times by 6 times by 13 sine 40 times by cosine of the angle, which is my A memory on my calculator. I saved it in my A memory. And it tells me that AB squared is 153.9 blah blah blah. And if I square root both sides, it gives me the length AB. So square root answer 12.4. Now that wasn't a particularly easy question, lots of very, very bitty, but individually all parts that you could do, I believe. Okay, so let's get to the examiner's report, which I haven't read myself yet. And it's a good opportunity to be able to pick up the first mark. I reckon this will be a 5-mark question at least. Yeah, so it doesn't look like people done too well on that one really. And the mark scheme, now is it going to be 5 marks? No, it's 6 marks, 6 marks question. All M's except for the last one. Okay, there we go.